How you doing? Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So I apologize if you guys can hear the air conditioner. We're obviously in my truck and it's kind of warm out here, so I couldn't shut it all the way off. It gets too hot. But I got the baby with me today. I haven't shown you guys her yet on the channel, I don't think, but she's my sidekick. She pretty much goes everywhere with me. I've seen some comments and videos before about the zebra blanket that I have on the passenger seat here. That's obviously for her, so she don't scratch the seat and get dog hair all over the place. But today we're actually going to do a little vlog. I've done several vlogs since this whole pandemic happened, kind of showing you guys what the ammo shelves look like and, you know, what calibers are out of stock and stuff like that. And I got to thinking, I wonder what calibers are surviving this ammo shortage. But generally speaking, when we talk about guns like the AR-15 or the 9mm pistol and stuff like that, the really common guns, obviously one of the humongous benefits is that they're so common that gun shops always have ammo in stock, and it's, you know, the majority of what you see. But obviously one of the downsides is when stuff like this happens and there's ammo shortages, those are the first calibers to be bought up. And honestly, right now, I feel like the situation that we're in right now is the worst possible time for calibers like the 5.56 or the 9mm pistol, because we're not in a full-blown hit the fan scenario. You know, it hasn't gotten that bad, but it's obviously not good either because the ammo shelves are pretty much bare with that stuff. You just can't find those major calibers, at least not around here you can't. And I actually spoke with my buddy from Turtle Lake Tactical the other day who sent me several guns in the past, and we talked about getting a cool gun. And I'm not going to spoil it, I'm not going to, you know, tell you guys what we've talked about, but it was a caliber that I'd never even heard of. And that's kind of what got me thinking about maybe getting into a couple oddball calibers or less common calibers, so that when stuff like this does happen, I'll be able to at least get ammo for those. Because obviously in a perfect world, we would all want to have thousands of rounds, you know, stocked up at the house and ready to go for whatever happens. But I don't know about you guys, but I like to shoot my guns, and it's kind of hard for me to keep ammo stocked up. I tend to blow through it pretty quick. So I've got enough. I'm definitely not unprepared, but once the pandemic hit, I realized kind of how unprepared I was, and I thought we would go out and go to the gun shop and see what calibers are actually surviving this 2020 ammo shortage, and that could kind of help us determine what calibers will be available if something like this ever happens again, or if this happens to continue for, you know, a year or two, God forbid. We can kind of get an idea of what no one is buying, because that might actually be what I want to start buying. So, you ready to go? Huh? You ready to go? All right, let's do it. All right, we're here. So this is the exact same ammo shop that I've brought you guys to in the last couple of vlogs, and they have not had ammo for months. I don't even remember when all this started, but I remember thinking it was gonna be over quickly and it wouldn't last very long. It's been at least since like March or something since they've really had ammo on the shelves. But they have always had a few like oddball calibers, like I said, and I've just kind of ignored them because I don't own guns in any of those calibers, so I didn't really care to see what they were. But now that we're doing this, I am kind of curious to see what they are. So unfortunately, I will not be able to bring this giant camera into the gun shop. They don't allow filming in there at all. I've filmed in there before with like smaller cameras and my cell phone and stuff, and they either don't mind or no one's really noticed me. So I'm gonna have to switch to my cell phone, so you'll probably notice a pretty big quality drop when I do that. And if there's anyone in there, I might not even be able to talk to the camera, so I might just have to film and kind of show you guys like what's on the shelf, and then we'll talk about it when I come back out. But the cell phone, if you're, you know, ever trying to do something like this, is by far the best way to film something if you're trying to go undercover. So unfortunately, I can't bring the baby in there with me. I'm only gonna be 3 or 4 minutes, so I'm gonna crack a window. We blasted the AC on the way here. It's really nice and cool in the truck now. So she's gonna be fine. She'll only be in here for a couple minutes, and then we'll come back out and turn the truck back on. But let's do it. I'm probably gonna have to put my phone down while I'm walking in the door so they don't know I'm filming, but people tend to just think you're on your phone. They don't really think that you're filming a video, so we should be all right. We got 243 Winchester, 22 TCM, 350 Legend, 450 Bushmaster. I got a bunch of 350 Legend and 450 Bushmaster. More 350 Legend, some 243 Winchester. Yeah, 6.5 PRC, I'm not even sure what that is. And then back here behind me, they have quite a bit of 12 gauge ammo, and believe it or not, they have a bunch of 22 long rifle and 17 HMR further down that way. So it's pretty much it, man. As you can see, the shelves are bare. So the guy that works in there was kind of creeping on me right around the corner from where I was at, so I couldn't really stay in there and talk as much as I wanted to. But I think I memorized pretty much everything they got, so we'll talk about it here in a minute. You want a drink of water? You want a drink of water, baby? Huh? Huh? Good girl. Good girl. Wish I had a bowl, I would pour some for you. But I don't. We'll get some when we get home. Honestly, one thing that I keep forgetting about is the 22 long rifle has been so resilient through all of this. So that's definitely not an oddball caliber. A 22 it's got to be one of the most common calibers in the country. And I have never seen the 22 sold out. I don't know if, if it's that way where you guys are at, but around here, that 22 long rifle has just been there through this whole entire thing, and it has not been bought up, which is weird because the last time this happened, back in, I don't know if it was like 2012 or when it was, I know it was during Obama's presidency, the 22 long rifle was impossible to find. You couldn't find it anywhere, and it was just gone. There was even 2-box limits and everything else. Like, you couldn't even go to the store and buy as much as you wanted because it was selling so fast. So that's always an option. A 22, most people have a 22 of some sort. Obviously, it's not the most powerful round. Like, you wouldn't want to use that for everything if you had another option, but a 22 would work, and it's cheap as heck too. So 22 long rifle is in stock, and I would imagine it's similar wherever you guys are at. The 17 HMR is another one that's also a small hot little round. Again, not the most powerful, but it is in stock, and I think it's been here through all of this as well. And then it went straight from there up to like really big hunting calibers, like the 350 Legend, which is one that I'd never even heard of until recently. I've talked to someone, we might be getting one of those in soon. I really hope we do because I'm really intrigued by it. It sounds really cool. I've never shot a 350 Legend. I've never shot a 350 Legend. Like I said, I hadn't even heard of it until just a few weeks ago. So they do have that. 6.8 SPC, 6.8 SPC is another one that they had in stock. They only had a couple boxes of that. And they had the 243 Winchester. They had a bunch of 450 Bushmaster in there as well, which I think is another pretty big and powerful round. I don't have any experience with it either. Most of those, like, bigger rounds or the hunting calibers and stuff, I haven't shot a whole bunch. I'm a 9mm and 5.56 guy. That's really the majority of what I shoot. ARs, AKs, and 9mm pistols. So I'm gonna have to do a little research before I start buying guns in any of these calibers, but that's the majority of what they had. They obviously had some 12-gauge shotgun rounds as well. They had birdshot, buckshot, slugs. They, kind of surprisingly had a good amount of 12 gauge in there. I've seen that off and on throughout these last few months. Some days I go in there and the 12 gauge is full, and some days it's not. So right now they definitely had some of that. I've never seen it empty. I will say that 12 gauge shotgun has never been completely sold out here. So that's another one that a lot of people still have, is a 12 gauge shotgun laying around somewhere that you could always use. And they're definitely effective enough, I'll say that. I think that's pretty much it. I saw one box of 22 Magnum. There was a couple that had like one box here and there, but as far as the calibers that are in stock that look like no one has bought, it's the 243 Winchester, 350 Legend, 450 Bushmaster, 22 long rifle, and the 17 HMR, and then the 12 gauge shotgun. And obviously we all know that people are still buying the 22. I don't think people have stopped buying the 22. I just think they're buying other calibers as well, and the 22 has actually survived pretty well throughout this whole thing. So that's probably about all I have for you guys today. Like I said, I didn't buy any calibers because I'm not sure what kind of gun I want to get into or when I'll be able to get into anything like that. But if this lasts too much longer, I mean, I definitely will consider getting another caliber, especially a good rifle caliber, because 12 gauge shotgun is good to go. I have several of those, and I obviously have a few 22 long rifles as well, but I think everyone should have a good long range rifle caliber. And obviously the 308s and the 5.56s and stuff like that just aren't in stock. You can't find them. So 6.5 Creedmoor was also nowhere to be found in there. That's a really interesting caliber I would like to maybe get into one day, but they're pretty popular these days, so that was all sold out as well. So there you have it. Let me know what's going on around where you guys live. If you have any experience with any of those calibers, kind of give me some tips down in the comments, like what you think would be the best one for me to get into. The 350 Legend is really intriguing. Like I said, I'm hoping that I'll have a gun coming to me pretty soon, and we'll be able to play with the 350 Legend and kind of see what it's all about. And at least I know if this ammo crisis is still going on, that I'll probably be able to find the ammo, because it doesn't seem like too many people have the guns or at least care to buy it right now. So obviously I have a few thousand rounds and stuff like that, but like I said in the beginning of the video, this is just a weird time because we're not in full-blown apocalypse mode where people are bartering and trading cows for ammo and stuff like that, and we aren't able to find it in the stores right now either. So it's just kind of a weird predicament that we're in, but I still want to shoot, and I don't want to go waste, you know, all the ammo that I have saved up, because who knows how long this is going to go on. So like I said, let me know how you guys are doing, how the ammo shelves look around where you live, and what calibers you're able to find the most ammo for right now. A lot of people I know just aren't really shooting. You know, I obviously have a YouTube channel, and I kind of have an obligation to put out videos as often as I want to. Really, I don't have to put out videos, but I like to, and I like to shoot. So I've kind of been more conservative with the ammo, not going out and shooting hundreds of rounds, but you kind of get nervous when you're shooting 5.56 or 9mm, and you know that you're not going to be able to go replace that for who knows how long. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully maybe you found it helpful in learning, you know, what kind of calibers actually survive these kinds of situations, and we obviously know which ones don't, and those are the ones that most of us have. So just something to think about. Like I said, it's kind of made me think over these last couple of weeks, and so often we just dismiss these uncommon calibers, and with, you know, this whole thing going on, kind of has changed my thought process a little bit. So me and the baby are gonna go home and get her something to drink. Let me know in the comments if you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, as always, please hit that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.